Light does not cease when an era comes to an end. Where the Joseon era took root, history blooms again with a lingering spring light. Here, at the very heart of Seoul, 5 royal palaces that have witnessed the 500-year history of the Joseon dynasty turn the light back to 600 years ago. We follow this light through the 5 palaces. Now, in its 11th year, the K-Royal Culture Festival is hosted by the Royal Palaces and Tombs Center of Korea Heritage Service and organized by the Korea Heritage Agency. It takes place in Korea's cultural heritage sites, the 5 palaces and Cheongmyo Shrine, and presents performances, exhibitions, hands-on programs, and ritual reenactments. Held every spring and fall, the festival recreates Joseon's royal culture in a modern way, welcoming all to a once forbidden place to share in the palace life and experiences.
궁중문화축제는 국가유산인 5대 궁궐과 종묘를 배경으로 펼쳐지는 대한민국 대표 문화축제입니다. 다른 문화축제와의 차별화라면 단순히 관광성의 문화행사가 아닌 궁궐이라는 장속성과 역사성을 기반으로 이루어지는 콘텐츠라는 점, 평소 미개방되어 있던 궁궐 곳곳을 이 축제 기간에만 특별히 개방하여 이를 활용한 다양한 문화체험 프로그램들을 즐길 수 있다는 점이라고 할 수 있습니다. 그러다 보니 단순히 재미를 넘어서 공연, 체험, 전시, 재현 행사 등 다양한 문화향유 기회를 통해 국가유산에 대한 깊이 있는 이해와 가치를 모두 경험할 수 있는 매력적인 축제로 자리 잡을 수 있었습니다. 올해 축제는 국가유산 연계 프로그램들을 강화하고 세종 나신날 기념일 지정과 강복 80주년을 기념하여 실성 있는 프로그램들을 마련했습니다. 또한 어린이, 노년층, 사회적 배려 대상자부터 외국인까지 모두 즐기는 관객 참여형 프로그램들을 대폭 확장하였습니다.
The once quiet palace halls open their doors to the sound of footsteps, entering with a bright spring light and excitement. Gyeongbokgung Palace, the heart of Joseon, where the king oversaw state affairs and presided over important ceremonies, is once again awash in splendid spring light. This year, the festival's main programs reflect the designation of King Sejong's birthday as a national commemorative day. Sejong the Great was the 4th king of the Joseon dynasty and one of the most revered kings since the history of Joseon. He created Hangul so that the people could read and write easily, popularizing the use of written language. Called a wise king serving the people, he advanced various fields, including academics, science, culture, and welfare. This is where the peaceful Joseon he ruled meets the present.
I think it's like a dancing for the queen's performance, is it? Like the queen's offering somebody's like from the like very common peoples to join her under her banquet or something like that. That's good. We know more about Korean culture very well.
Modern-day citizens become palace officials, rolling up their sleeves to experience the royal culture for themselves. Ahead of King Sejong's birthday, 내소주방, or the royal kitchen, is busy with food preparations. food is stacked high to show respect to the host and wish them longevity.
일단 잔치를 받으시는 분한테 존경과 그분이 한 공덕 같은 거를 칭송하는 의미에서 고임상을 만들고요. 잔치가 끝났을 때는 이걸 잔치했던 사람이 뜯어서 먹는 게 아니고 다른 왕족의 친인척이라든지 아니면 이 행사 이런 데 공로가 있었던 사람들한테 집집마다 고여놓은 걸 흐트러뜨리지 않고 바로 싸서 보내줬기 때문에 선물을 하는 의미도 있고 또 왕의 음식이라든지 그런 게 민간에 전래되는 그런 효과도 있었습니다.
Confections are stacked with care. Joy and blessings are added to these sweet delights. In Chamidang site, once the central stage for palace women, visitors are learning 처영무.
이 처영무는 이제 경사스러운 연례에서 추어졌고요. 그리고 또 섣달 금음날 한 해를 마무리하면서 나쁜 기운을 막고 새해에는 경사스러운 일만 생기도록 군화의식으로 또 이렇게 추어졌던 춤입니다. 그 춤을 출 때는 힘이 나고 좋은 일들이 많이 생길 것이다.
Meanwhile, in Gyeongbokgung Palace, spring sunlight brings out the splendor of Gyeonghuigung Pavilion. Appearing to be floating on water, Gyeonghuigung was the official site for holding royal banquets and receiving foreign envoys. It reflects both the majesty and the aesthetics of Joseon. Today, a small banquet is being held here for those who have served the country. Quietly unfolding in the spring light, this moment becomes the bridge connecting the past and present through respect. When the sun sets, the palace halls begin to light up one by one, signaling the start of a special journey across time to the night of Joseon. A journey through the night follows the trail of King Sejong's name. To a king who believed that a deep-rooted tree does not sway in the wind, the alphabet was a guiding light for the people and the power to change the world. He gave Koreans the power to record using their own sounds and the freedom to share thoughts. A truly great heritage. In addition, King Sejong studied the movements of the sun, moon, and stars so that the people could tell the time by themselves. The night sky unfolds in 천상열차 분야지도, the celestial chart. The light he left behind has become the light shining on the people living in the present. If Gyeongbokgung Palace symbolizes the grandeur of Joseon, Changgyeonggung Palace, built in 1405, demonstrates its dignity. Architecture conforming to nature. Simple and subtle tancheong. Changdeokgung Palace chooses harmony over extravagance. The aesthetics of harmony and moderation embodied by the palace, rooted in the philosophy of living together with nature, extend into the depth of culture. Today, Fabien, a French model, TV personality, and actor based in Korea, is taking a morning stroll. On the path trodden by kings, before the Queen's courtyard, and at the small desk where crown princes studied, they pause, watch, and imagine.
I really like before this place, that palace where the royal family was living there, the history that also in the portrays in the drama. It's really interesting to see in real life what we see in the movies on TV, so it's really nice.
This is the King's Garden, Joseon's well-kept secret forest. The secret garden was designed to follow the flow of nature with minimal artificial intervention. The hallmark of Korean gardens lies not in adornment, but in the beauty of nature's flow. Trees stand where they took root. Water flows from top to bottom, and people wait for nature to speak to them first. Changdeokgung's secret garden fully embodies the philosophy of respecting what is.
So that was my first time touring with foreigners, the palace, so it was a very new experience for me. It was very interesting because we had people from different parts of the world. We had a very good time in the secret garden, so that was my favorite part of the palace when I first visited the Changdeokgung, like more than 14 years ago now. Yeah, I was very happy to do that with all these friends from all over the world.
Filled with barely any damage to the natural terrain, Changdeokgung was registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997 in recognition of its architectural and historical value. Visitors are dressed in hanbok, a simple chogori jacket, an elegant skirt, and carefully tied knots bring to life the delicate layers of time. Donning hanbok, they take a stroll, sit and chat on the floor, and take pictures among spring flowers in the garden. Or they write a love letter using a brush, shaky but sincere. Perhaps wisdom is about slowly coming to the realization that we move forward by enduring the storms and painting light over them.
It was very, very nice. The garden was beautiful. The tasting, extremely experienced, even when we are in this clothes. I hope this is a traditional Korean clothes, so we are very happy.
Joseon's last royal palace, Deoksugung. The palace that opened the door to modernization at the end of monarchy still stands on the threshold of time. amid the growing influence of Western powers at the end of the 19th century. Joseon ushered in modernization through the opening of its ports. The politics, society, and even the palaces began to change. However, despite the changed exterior, inside, the palace demonstrated Sejong's vision of a modern state, embodying the dignity and independence of the Korean Empire. Shall we return to September 20th, 1905? Emperor Sejong of the Korean Empire invited the U.S. President's daughter, Alice Roosevelt, and held the first ever banquet with a foreign woman. Korean food was served, including 골동면 noodles, Gyeongbokgung made with abalones, 열구자탕 hot pot, hwayangjok skewers, 장김치, and sweet sukshilgwa made with chestnuts and jujubes.
황제와 같이 이제 앨리스 루저벨트가 실제로 이제 만찬 때 먹었던 걸 저희가 재해석하고 재현해서 또 이렇게 외국인 관광객분들한테 이렇게 또 제공을 하고 있는 그런 프로그램입니다. 이번에 메인 음식으로는 면상이라고 해서 저희가 굴동면을 내놓고 있는데 굴동은 이렇게 음식을 섞어 먹는다는 의미를 가지고 있어요. 그래서 이렇게 국물이 없는 음식을 또 메인으로 내놓고 있습니다.
Traditional Korean cuisine was chosen over a Western-style banquet to show the nation's dignity and its will as an independent state, despite the pressure from the Western powers. The food conveyed the history and culture of Joseon.
Very, very delicious, and in this environment, and the English and Korean interpretation to explain each dish is really, really good to present to us as foreigners. Even Chinese culture, we don't have the same thing, so this has been a very good experience.
Sejong sought to preserve tradition while pursuing innovation. Deeply interested in modern products, he was particularly fond of coffee, called kabe at the time.
네, 그렇습니다. 그 커피가 두 라인으로 우리 계약에 유입이 되었는데요. 이 왕실로도 이제 갑이나 가베란 이름으로 유입이 되었습니다. 그리고 저작거리에는 저작거리로 양탕국이란 이름으로 저작거리 커피 문화가 유입이 되었습니다. 우리가 일반적인 역사에서 알고 있기를 그 고종 황제께서 1년 동안의 아간 파천 생활 중에 완전한 커피 매니아가 되셔서 돌아오셔서 대한제국을 선포하시고 커피를 늘 즐기셨던 분으로 우리의 일반적인 커피 역사에서 그 효시가 되어져 있습니다.
He was also a music enthusiast, playing instruments himself and hosting Western-style recitals in the palace. A billiard table was brought in, and Sejong would play billiards with foreign envoys for diplomacy and leisure. His hobbies and daily life didn't stem from closed-off authority, but from his open mind to embrace the new. In line with this, a fusion performance is underway, bringing tradition and modernity together. It's Pungnu with Disney. A new yet familiar melody flows along the stone fence.
저희가 디즈니를 워낙 좋아했었는데 이렇게 또 다른 색깔로 들어보니까 또 특별하고 재밌었어요.
사실 원곡이 가진 어떤 감성이 있어가지고 그거를 저희 식대로 좀 풀어내는 거에 대해서 많이 고민을 하기도 했었지만 저희가 잘했다기보다 이 공간에 가진 힘이 굉장히 큰 것 같아요. 그래서 모두가 아마 그렇게 느끼셨을 것 같아요. 한국에 많이 오셔서 멋진 곡도 많이 방문해 주시길 바라겠습니다.
Differences create diversity, and diversity gives birth to new possibilities. Embracing tradition and innovation, East and West, and all their differences, Deoksugung Palace is a site of creativity and a light that connects the ages. Perhaps wisdom is the act of rewriting the meaning of the past. Changgyeonggung Palace was a royal living quarters built for retired kings or queen dowagers. However, there was a time when this palace was called Won instead of Kung. In 1909, the Japanese defiled the dignity of the Joseon royal family by converting the palace, symbolizing their power, into a public entertainment facility, renaming it Changgyeongwon. But Changgyeonggung has not erased those times. It remembers, restores, and stands as a palace again, connecting and embracing people. Changgyeonggung Palace does not only hold traces of daily life. It served as the center of science, technology, and the arts. In particular, Kwancheondae Observatory was the center of astronomical observations in Joseon. Kings and his subjects studied together here, spearheading scientific advancements. Where people, nature, and wisdom come together. This light of wisdom at the end of Joseon falls on another palace before the gateway to modernity. Memories do not only belong to the past, but serve as a light shining on the present. Gyeonghuigung Palace lives on today, quietly illuminating memories in the heart of the city. Built in 1623 by Prince Gwanghae, Gyeonghuigung was also called Seogwol, meaning the Western Palace. But in the late 19th century, most of the buildings were dismantled for the restoration of Gyeongbokgung Palace. Then, it was used as a school and government office during Japanese occupation. Memories come to life on the path lined with lights. The heart of Joseon dynasty that tried to protect this land for 500 years beats on today. Where are we headed? The moment when the past and present meet, and memories and festivals become one. The K Royal Culture Festival guides us into the embrace of cultural heritage. Time begins to move forward again. Today, the palaces are awash in splendid spring light, and new hope blooms where we enjoyed the K Royal Culture Festival together. Our culture breathes and lives here and now.